thanks for clicking. This is my 7th update for Projects in Panning, a Dungeons & Dragons Project Pan. Allie of Wonder and Alley Land created this Pantastic Ladies collaboration. She managed to successfully simplify Dungeons & Dragons enough to turn it into a Project Pan. This project started on October 15th and ends on October 15th. And there are 5 different steps to this project. You choose a race, class, location, monster, and wondrous item from the various lists, and you work on one of those from each list at a time. Once you meet your goal, you get to bring something else from that list in. I have been randomizing the prompts that I have been choosing, and I also added my own rule, which is that I am telling a story as I am randomly generating these, and I incorporate all of these elements into this story. The story started with Elyas Reedgrove. He is a halfling rogue, and he spent the night at the tavern, staying up way too late gambling and drinking, and he came home in the early morning, and his wife informed him that while he was carousing, his daughter Orani was kidnapped by a dragon and taken to the Forbidden Forest. Elyas set off into the forest to rescue his daughter, who had been given as tribute to the dragon queen Tiamat. He brought with him the Deck of Illusions to assist him. It came in handy as he successfully used it to distract Tiamat as he snuck past her to her hoard, where he found Orani. Orani had a fellow captive, an elven bard named Loraphine Nightflower. Loraphine took the Bloodwell Vial from the hoard because she felt that Tiamat shouldn't have something that felt so wrong and so powerful, and the 3 of them, Orani, Elyas, and Loraphine, fled through the forest. Unfortunately, one of Tiamat's dragon guards spotted them and started chasing them. Loraphine and Elyas spot the dragon, and Orani managed to find cover in the abandoned mine. They fled into the abandoned mine, and with the advantage of its shelter, they did defeat the dragon. Unfortunately, that struggle weakened the floor of the abandoned mine, and Loraphine fell through into the Tomb of the Lost. Now alone and separated from the rest of her group, she was attacked by a beholder in the Tomb of the Lost. It used its paralyzing eye ray on her, and she was unable to move. Fortunately for her, her cousin, Zelkilia Kill Nightflower, heard that she didn't show up for her flute performance and went looking for Loraphine. Kill made her triumphant entrance by causing a rock slide which killed the beholder, and Loraphine was able to throw off the paralysis. Upon defeating the monster within the dungeon, Kill did what every explorer does. She looted it, and she found herself a new sword. What she didn't know is that this sword was really a mimic, and so she took this new sword and just strapped it to her hip, not knowing that there was a villain in plain sight. She also found the Hat of Disguise, which she went ahead and donned. She's a very famous adventurer, and she didn't want to be recognized by the paparazzi. Elyas and Orani did rejoin the group. They found a safer way into the Tomb of the Lost, and the group of the 4 of them, Kill, Loraphine, Elyas, and Orani, wandered through the Tomb of the Lost. Eventually, they did find daylight. Kill managed to lead them back to town, and Elyas was able to bring his daughter Orani home. Since their home is, in fact, halfling-sized, Elyas had his wife's permission to go back to the hometown tavern to celebrate the end of their adventure and to thank his new friends, Loraphine and Kill. There was no rest for the weary, however, because when they came to the hometown tavern, it was a bit chaotic because there were some owlbears rooting through the garbage looking for something to eat. When Kill tried to use her new sword to attack the owlbears and drive them off, it revealed itself as a mimic, stole the Hat of Disguise, and ran off. A stranger from the crowd took off after the mimic, but Kill wasn't paying any mind. She pulled out her battle axe and started to fight the owlbears. She noticed that in the trash pile behind the owlbears, there is a used but still perfectly serviceable pair of the Boots of Speed. And she, of course, would like a nice pair of Boots of Speed. So she's hoping to get to those once she gets through the owlbears. Let's see how that's working out for her. Zelkilia is a half-elf, and a half-elf is a pencil product. I pulled in this eyeliner. It's the Lord & Berry Silk Casual Kohl Liner in the shade White. My goal was to use this 15 times, and at the last update I had used it 11 times. I used it 5 more for a total of 16, exceeding my goal. I do really like this eyeliner. I bought this several years ago, and it still works fabulously. And when I say several years ago, I think I bought it in maybe 2015. Yes, I do still put it on my eyes, and it works great, and I've experienced no issues at all. Even though this is an expensive eyeliner, I do really like it, and I regret nothing. But this is a rollout for half-elf. For her class, Kill is a barbarian, and a barbarian is something that gives you strength. I don't know that it gives me strength, but it does give my eyeshadow strength. It's the MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extend Eye Base. I usually use this whenever I'm doing an all matte look, which I do pretty regularly. When I use something shimmery, then I use the NYX Glitter Primer. And so I have this in here for 13 uses. At the last update, I had 11 uses. I did get the other 2, and so this is a goal met for Barbarian. So since I have met my goal for both her race and her class, I get to bring in a new character. The Hometown Tavern is a food-related product, and I brought in this Nailtopia Orange Nail Treatment, orange being a food, and I had the goal of using this 12 times. So far I've used it 4 times, and so this is going to be a couple of months. I mostly just use it once a week. I refuse to paint my nails more than once a week, but whenever I decide that it needs to come off, I'll remove it and put this on, and it'll stay on for a couple of days before I repaint them. So I have 8 more uses to go on this, and so for now we're still at the Hometown Tavern. Owlbears are for a Franken product, and for that I brought in my Franken lotion. There are several lotions in this. There was a dollar store lotion in here. There's a tanning lotion, like for sitting in tanning beds, that I wasn't going to use, so I put that in here. There was a face moisturizer that I didn't like, and I added that. But in any case, my goal was to use this 6 times. So far, I've used it 4 times. So I have 2 more uses to go. The owlbear should probably be defeated by next time. The Boots of Speed are something that you can finish quickly, and I brought in this Kopari KP Bumps Be Gone. And this should be something that I would finish quickly because it's just a little sample and it's a body care item. I've been using this as an exfoliant on my arms. It has very fine grains of sand in it, and it works pretty well for that. I don't have much in the way of KP to tell you whether this works or not. I have 2 little spots on the back of my right arm. It hasn't done anything to those, but I don't really think that's indicative of its performance. But I'm still using it as an exfoliant, and so I am not done with it yet. Ignore the green line, that's from another project. I went from that line to this line. This will probably be at least another month. I should be able to finish this quickly, but I just don't remember to use it very often. But I will keep working on this to get this done for the Boots of Speed. In the last month, I have finished 2 of the 5 prompts, and they are the race and class of the character. So I get to bring in a new character, which means we get to find out who it was who ran off after that mimic, because he came running back and he announces to the rest of the group that they need to talk. They're a little bit busy with the owlbears, but the person who is now standing there is a human. And a human is a long haul item, something that will take you through the rest of the project to finish. And for that, I'm bringing in this Everyday Humans Resting Beach Face SPF 30 Sunscreen Serum. It's kind of a boring product, but for the prompt human and the brand Everyday Humans, I had to do it. And so my goal is going to be to finish this. I'm not going to roll a d20 this time given the nature of the prompt. I am currently at that gold line. This is not something I use every day. It lives by my door, and if I'm going to go outside in the afternoon and I'm not wearing makeup, I will put this on my face. For example, if I'm walking my dog or going for a longer drive, I will use this, and I'm going to try to finish this. This human is named Werner, and he is a warlock. A warlock is someone who has magical powers, and it's a result of entering a pact with some kind of entity. So this entity gives them magic in exchange for their service. So they are bound to this entity who is referred to as their patron. Since warlocks are in a pact in order to have their powers, the prompt is to enter into a pact. And one of my favorite panners to watch is Nikki Pearson. She's also doing this project, and she only showed up on my radar roughly a year ago, but she's been on YouTube for a while, and I've enjoyed going back and watching her playlists for past projects. I think she's so much fun to watch, and she agreed to enter into a pact with me. Nikki's taking a break from filming this month, but we agreed that we are both going to work on our e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primers. Mine is a sample, but we think it still counts. And for this, I rolled 4 6-sided dice, as you would in Dungeons & Dragons if you are going to assign an attribute to a new character, and then you add the top 3 rolls. And I rolled 2 6s and 2 4s. So 6 plus 6 plus 4 is 16, which means that I need to use this 16 times. I have never used it before, and I don't know how many uses I'm going to get out of this sample, but I'm going to use it 16 times or finish it. I know that most people do not apply this over their whole face. They just apply it in areas where they feel like they need a more smoothing effect, so I'm going to try that, and I am excited to try this primer. So 16 uses for this in order to meet my goal for Warlock. So while Kill, Loraphine, and Elyas are fighting the owlbears, Werner is not offering any assistance whatsoever, and he's going to go ahead and tell them what it is he wants from them whenever they're paying attention. Next time we'll find out what it is he wants, if they're still going to be at the hometown tavern, which they probably will, though they will probably defeat the owlbears, and Kill may or may not have a new pair of gently used shoes. So we'll get to find out next time. Until then, good luck. Thank you very much, Nikki, for entering into a pact with me. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll see you next month. Bye.